Yo, what's up, guys? Steve of Scotch and Things. I am freezing. Sorry. We'll go over some work stuff real quick, and then we're going to do a knife thoughts with Scotch and Things. I think this is episode 6. I don't know. Holy crap. We came out here, so we were short. I didn't even tell you guys about this, but we were out here before the golf trip. Finally got all the right peak ring. Got the rafters up, and then we were short a roof sheet. That's never happened before, ever. In 10 years of doing this, I have never been short a roof sheet. So we hung around for a day. They said they were going to ship it right out, and then hot shot it out to us. It never left the factory, so we just went home, went golfing, came back. It was supposed to be nice, so we were going to come out Monday, but then the wind was so bad, and then the temperatures dropped, and it's just not worth it. And then today so we came out Tuesday. It was colder. It was cold and miserable, but we were only going to work for an hour outside. So we got the roof sheet on, got the rest of the roof finished, went back to the hotel. Then the weather changed again. It's supposed to be in the 40s today. Then it's supposed to be a high of 36. Well, I don't think it's going to get there today. So it's almost 1 now, and it says it's 19 out with the wind. It feels like 7. And I told the guys we finally got to a point where we could start jacking, but we've been warming the jacks up for 2 hours with propane heaters, so they work. Water gets in them. You can try and dump the water out, but there's a shear pin in there, and if the jacks have froze up, you'll just break that shear pin, and then you got to tear the jacks all down, which is a giant mess because then oil leaks everywhere. It's just a giant headache. So we've been warming the jacks up for 2 hours, and you're just not, by the time you get back, trying to warm up, what have we got in there, 15 jacks? By the time you get, the last one done, they're just refroze again. It's so cold out. I told the guys, we finally got to a point like maybe we could start lifting, but now the wind's starting to pick up a little bit, and everybody's miserable. I said, let's go back to the hotel. There's no reason. I said, do you guys want to go up? And they're always like, I'm like, what do you guys want to do? You want to work in the cold or what? And they're always kind of like, I'm like, come on, let's go back to the hotel. There's no reason to suffer like this. Like, your steel toes, I've talked about this before. Steel toes, you can wear whatever kind of socks you want, but steel toes, that steel cap in there, it just makes your toes frozen all the time. Mine are frozen right now. So there's that. I'm gonna run to Walmart and see if I can find a freaking band for my stupid watch that broke today. Yeah, knife thoughts with Scotch and Things, episode 5. No, I think this is episode 6. So I've talked about this before. Shane and I have kind of beat this drum to death, and you don't want to be that guy that's always just out there beating on the Chinese knives or whatever, but you also want people to get what they there's perceived value, right? Hey, fine, if you feel like you're getting your money's worth out of that $300 to $400 Chinese knife, fine, but we know they kind of lie about stuff. Are you getting the materials they say you're getting? And Shane at SHOT Show, or at Blade Show last year, had told me he had heard Larry Thomas, who developed Magnacut, say that China is not getting Magnacut. Well, how are they selling knives with Magnacut then? And I've mentioned it in some live streams, and I've talked about it before, and people like to, hey, fine, I don't care what you spend your money on, but man, maybe I shouldn't care. If you want to piss your money away on something that's not Magnacut or anything, right? That's up to you, really, and that is. But you should be informed, and that's just part of my thing. Like, why are their knives creeping up in prices when they're not giving you what they're saying? So, Eric Glazer from Spyderco did an interview yesterday with David C. Anderson from Knife Center, and he straight out just said it. And it's not, Magnacut is not going to China. Other steels are not going to China. That China just has the ability, right? their foundries are probably a lot more advanced than ours, right? Because they've just kind of spun them up, and that's what they do, right? They decide what they're going to make, and they go all at it. We're not saying the knives aren't shit. I mean, that's not what we're saying. But you're not getting the steel they're telling you. If they're telling you you're getting a steel, that's not it. Why would they buy steel from America when they can make it themselves, right? They buy, like, they do everything. They just copy everything. They could buy a Magnacut knife, look at it, get the formula, you know, under a spectrometer, figure it out, and make their version of it. So, and Eric from Spyderco straight up said it, and they do business with China, they do business with Japan, they do business with Taiwan. So, it's getting icy out. This sucks. This weather sucks. So, I mean, I just thought, you know, Shane has been shouted down for years for saying this, and he's kind of got some vindication. You know, people, I'm kind of like Shane's cheerleader squad, like, because I think people should get what they pay for. They should not be lied to about something. And it's not about did the creator, no, I mean, the creators probably had a pretty good idea, right? It's China. I mean, they knock off everything. I mean, that's just what they do. So if you thought they were gonna buy American steel from America and give you Magnacut in the HRC you want, because that's what everybody's crazy about. So I just thought I just want to know your guys' thoughts. I mean, if you had I don't want to say if you had a brain, but come on. I mean, if you had any kind of wherewithal, you would have known that China is not buying steel, and Magnacut was not allowed to be shipped over there. I guess per however Laren set up the deal. So how did they start selling Magnacut knives? And then there's all these YouTube channels, you know, just praising these. I don't even know what brands are using Magnacut over there, but there's all these YouTubers like, yay, it's in Magnacut, or yay, it's in S90V, or hey, well, come on, guys. That's what it's the shilling that bothers me the most. It's like, I don't want people to be taken advantage of by YouTubers who are trying to sell them something. So, I don't know. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. It was interesting that someone such as Eric from Spyderco came out and said these things. Like, hey, let's put it out there on the table. This is the deal. This is what's going on. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. I'll see if I can get this uploaded from the hotel.